Coming up in the news tonight, a guilty verdict for that Marine embassy guard this evening. Democrats kicking themselves for not having a candidate to oppose Mayor Reinhart. A drunken driver wipes out Congressman John Kasich's family, and Gary Hart could be back into the presidential race within 60 days. It's all on our 6 News next.
The best regularly scheduled newscasts in Ohio are on Channel 6. Broadcasting live from Columbus, the all-American city. This is All News, Channel 6 News, with Tom Ryan and Michelle Gailiun, Steve Minich, sports, and meteorologist Larry Cosgrove's weather.
Good evening, everyone. Remember Michael Swango, the former Columbus doctor imprisoned in Illinois for poisoning the food of some of his hospital co-workers?
Well, he's out tonight after serving just 2 years
of a sex scandal forced him out of the race in May, but tonight's speculation is rampant. Gary Hart will now re-enter the contest for the White House in just a few weeks.
Here in the city, it sounds a little like the old monkey see, monkey do, following in the footsteps of those nuts out in Los Angeles shooting at cars. Today, a carload of teenagers here waved a gun at a trucker up on Interstate 71 north of Columbus, where the trucker stopped a patrol car, and within minutes, cruisers and a helicopter forced the other car off the road. But inside, they found a toy gun.
In Washington, witnesses watched helplessly as a helicopter plummeted into the water off the Potomac River.
A group from the National Center for Auto Safety want to stop accidents before they happen. It's calling on the government to order 1 million General Motors cars recalled.
And coming up next on Channel 6 News, some problems with M&Ms.
Also, high flight over Columbus, and that hot new laser game comes to town.
The heat was on, but Mayor Buck Reinhart kept his cool as he walked into a packed press conference late this afternoon.
Just a few hours after returning to town from vacationing down in North Carolina, Reinhart responded to questions for about an hour and a half on allegations of drug use at City Hall.
Now, before Reinhart decides whether to fire Spriggs, he's going to ask City Council, most of whom are Democrats. Democratic Party head Don Spicer is calling for an independent investigation.
Mayor Reinhart suggested today that the media has made more of this story than it deserves. Even though they don't have a candidate on the ballot, the Democrats may now try to make as much out of this story as they can. Michelle?
And they think that Kerry is the best candidate, although others seem to be interested.
That's the name being mentioned.
All right, thank you, Ted.
Well, it's going to be a busy weekend. The Ohio State Fair saw its 3 millionth visitor to the Sock is live at the fair right now, where he tells us about this new Zap game. Mike?
Well, Tom and Michelle, if you remember the hot new toy from that'll be in just a few weeks.
Come on, Mike Bowersock. A big kid like you must have surely got your hands on one of them.
Not yet, but who knows? They open 4. Maybe one will be right down the street from me, and have a day off. I might go down there.
Okay, thank you. Have fun.
Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Well, let's find out what they're going to look like in terms of weather out at the fair this weekend. There are a lot of things going on. And, of course, Rickenbacker, a big air show. What's it going to be like?
You know, we talked about thunderstorms before.
I thought maybe you'd change your mind.
No, we have them on radar now moving toward us. There's a whole line up north, and we'll be telling the story about thunderstorms and heat and humidity going out the door after this. You can call this the 50-50 weekend. 50% crummy, 50% good. Tomorrow will be crummy. Thunderstorms in the future. The Weather Center here been watching a very strong weather situation for thunderstorms. Here's the reason why. We have a warm front moving into the state now that runs from around Erie, Pennsylvania, north and west into Michigan. This is progressing southeast. This cluster here, as you see looping up north and west into Michigan, may skirt Columbus. If you're traveling north and east of town, even by about 10 or 15 miles, there could be a lot of problems tonight.
Okay, we need the wet weather.
We need the rainfall, yeah, but not bad storms.
Okay, thanks, Larry.
And Steve is next with sports. Bo Schembechler drills the NFL, and Paul Molitor tries for 36 in a row. And Steve in with sports, and it looks like the college coaches are still talking about that supplemental draft for Chris Carter.
They're going to be talking about that for
a long
while.
Time,
Nobody is happy in college football. Today it was Michigan's coach, Bo Schembechler, who took aim at the NFL. As you can get.
What do they do, pay him off equally?
Yeah, no, one of them paid like $4, the other one paid like $3.
I see.
They both won.
Thank you, Steve.
And coming up, a big reward for looking at the bright side of things. We'll tell you more when we come back.
As we go, we'd like to leave you with some of the smooth sounds of Al Jarreau, who really wowed him out of the fairgrounds tonight. Good night, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.
Good night.